creepy horror stories.
The winter nights have been relentless. One night, I cautiously walked through this hellish winter wonderland, watching my icy breath form and walking through it. It had been a long and exhausting day at work, and the only thought moving me forward was the warmth and coziness of my home, especially my bed. As I walked, the streetlights flickered. The sound of my crunching footsteps on the snow seemed to echo in the silence. I was by myself. No people or cars passed by me. A sudden chill came over me as I walked through a dimly lit section of the path. This chill wasn't because I was cold. It's a chill, or should I say, a feeling of being watched. So I turned around and checked my surroundings, half expecting to see someone watching me from a distance. There was nobody. I'm completely alone, but the uneasiness I felt didn't go away. I quickened my pace so I could get out of the area as fast as possible. Of course, I didn't run because I didn't want to give suspicion to the person or thing that was watching and end up being chased. I was way too tired from work anyways. Sometimes I would glance over my shoulder, scanning the area for any signs of movement. The shadows that were cast by the moonlight seemed to dance from the corners of my vision, playing tricks on my mind and making me more paranoid. I tried to shake off the uneasiness by focusing on arriving home and all the positive things I would do once I was there. Fortunately, my home was close by, because I could see the familiar streetlight flashing its light on my front yard. As I approached my street, I felt relief. The familiar sight of my house nestled among the trees was a welcome beacon. However, my attention was drawn to an odd figure. A snowman standing in the yard, illuminated by a nearby streetlight. I was frightened by the sudden sight of it, but I chuckled when I realized it was nothing. It's just a snowman, I thought. Yet, the feeling of being watched persisted. I quickened my pace again, almost breaking into a run. Glancing back over my shoulder, the snowman seemed to be closer, and its grin wider. It's just my imagination, I thought, believing my mind was playing tricks on me again. My curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to look over my shoulder to see the snowman again. This time, the snowman seemed further away from the streetlight, but closer to my direction, as if it was following me. The snowman's smile was wider and appeared more sinister. I sprinted to the front door, fumbling for my keys in desperation to get inside. I stumbled inside and slammed the door shut, panting and trying to calm down. I was glad I made it inside. The warmth of my home is pleasantly different from the chilling cold I had to endure. I looked through the window, expecting to see the snowman standing in my yard. It was empty. I dismissed the encounter as exhaustion and an overactive imagination. I tried to forget about it, but as the night continued, I couldn't shake the feeling I was still being watched. The occasional soft creaks of the house didn't make it easier to stay calm. I also avoided looking out any windows, fearing what I might see in the darkness. Unfortunately, my curiosity got the best of me once again, so I peeked through the front window. Instantly, that's when I saw it. I saw the snowman's face press against the glass, and it was staring at me with a creepily wide smile. I screamed while jumping back and fell to the ground. The snowman laughed at my fear. It enjoys watching me being afraid. At first, I didn't know what to do, but I quickly got back up, ran to the kitchen, and grabbed my cast iron skillet. With a bit of confidence, I charged towards the door and flung it open, ready to beat the snowman with the skillet. The snowman was gone. There was no trace of it being pressed against my window, or being here at all. I walked around my house to make sure it wasn't on the sides or in the backyard, but it wasn't there. When I was walking back to the front door, I heard a loud roar from behind. I quickly spun around and saw nothing. As my heart raced, I heard loud laughter, like it was echoing from the night sky. Terrified, I ran back into my home, slamming and locking the door. All I could do was stand in the middle of my living room, holding my skillet, listening to the laughter from the sky for almost an hour. It's been years since that snowman incident occurred, but I always get paranoid when winter arrives because I don't know if or when the snowman will appear again.